The Venezuelan gangs are here in the United States.
Some new video today shows that some are calling gang violence at an apartment complex in Aurora. We see men there entering an apartment building with several weapons, then busting down a door. All of this taking place at the apartments, which have become a crime hotspot in that city.
Vicente Arenas was at that complex today as people were moving out, saying they were scared for their safety.
This video is significant. It is the first time that we are getting an up-close look at some of the things that were happening inside this building. You're going to see two different clips. In one, people carrying guns, and another, two guys trying to knock down a door. The video shows a group of men walking up a stairwell at the Edge Lowry apartment complex in Aurora. All of them appear to be carrying rifles and handguns, and the video shot earlier this month. One of the men can be seen talking on a cell phone. They all then gather around a door and go in. Another video clip shows men forcing a door open. But what or who they were searching for, not clear. The video was shot in the building where Cindy and Edward Romero lived until today. They loaded up their stuff and moved out.
It's been a nightmare and I can't wait to get out of here.
This is how Cindy used to lock her front door.
Every day when we come home, we have to do this. Every time we go outside to take out the garbage, every time we try to go to bed at night, we have to keep it like this so nobody can kick in the door.
The couple's car and many others here were riddled with bullets after a shootout at the complex earlier this month. The Romeros say the trouble started when a large number of migrants began moving in. They had not been able to move out for different reasons.
We couldn't get any. We tried reaching out to the resources, but they told us since it wasn't actually a condemned building, we would have to wait until that was the issue, but we didn't want to wait for that. So the only help I got was after talking to you.
We showed Councilmember Danielle Jurinsky the video. Today, she helped the couple move out and find a new place to live.
The city nonprofits have lined up to help the migrants that have come here, but nobody is helping the American citizens, the residents that are trapped in these apartment complexes.
The Romeros tell us others living here had been asking when they'd be moving out.
And this isn't just Americans, this is other Venezuelans that are living under this control, that are being extorted by the control of this gang.
While we were on the property today, even before we left, we were told other people were moving in and taking over the Romeros unit. We got a statement from the mayor's office this afternoon telling us that so far there are no code enforcement actions that will be taking place at this complex. The mayor's office also telling us that the Aurora Police Department was able to see this video earlier in the investigation. And today, Danielle Jurinsky, the council member, telling us that she's also helped another person move out of this complex. Reporting from the Aurora Municipal Center, Vicente Arenas, 2 Prime News.
And they are taking over apartment complexes in sanctuary cities. It's happening in Denver, Colorado, Aurora, Colorado, and other places. This is very much by design, the Biden-Harris administration. Now, they've been pumping up Kamala Harris like she's the best thing since sliced bread. But this mess that we're starting to deal with now, it's now becoming public, and you're seeing it more and more on social media. This is exactly what she wants. See, when you're a Marxist and you want to help bring communism into a country, there needs to be upheaval. There needs to be financial/economic upheaval, and there needs to be social upheaval. So they have talked so bad about Americans owning guns, good American citizens I'm talking about. They want you to surrender your guns. And then they talk about defunding the police, because that is Kamala Harris's true viewpoint. No matter what she flip-flops and says right now for the sake of votes and for political expediency, she believes in defunding the police. Now, it's so funny to me that the people that talk about defunding the police, and they will be the main ones that are celebrities and wealthy and everything, and they've always got security around them. They just don't want you to have any. So there is a deliberate effort afoot to create all this social angst, upheaval, and they have been trying for a while to pit white against black, but they don't get enough. And by they, I mean the radically progressive left. They don't get enough bang for their buck, so to speak, out of pitting blacks against whites. So they have decided instead to pit Americans against illegal aliens. That's the original term. The woke people and the politically correct people, nobody says politically correct anymore. It's all about being woke. Don't want you to use the term illegal aliens, but that's actually the term that's in our laws regarding immigration. Okay? So that's what they really are. Donald Trump has been telling America that these neighboring countries were sending the worst of the worst from those countries. They are opening up their insane asylums, their prisons, and releasing these people to come into America. Okay? And it's happening. People, they say what they want to about Trump. He's bombastic. He's got a big mouth. He's arrogant, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. When you're sure of yourself, people call you arrogant because they feel inferior, whatever. But whatever they say about him, the man, it always pans out. What he says ends up coming true. Okay? So now we have to deal with this mess. Now, Kamala Harris is not even acknowledging this problem. And her hand-picked CNN interviewers and whatnot, journalists, they won't even ask her about things like this. They won't push back, okay? And they always wait real late before they finally start mentioning to Kamala and asking her about things that Americans really care about. So, back to this problem. So they want you to get rid of your guns. They want you to support this defund the police crap. And all the attacks against the police has just caused them to just back up. I mean, I don't blame them. They're demoralized. They are at a place where morale is like, why should I bust my butt and work hard? Because people don't appreciate it. And then they're restricted from certain things, like illegal aliens coming in and committing crimes. They have no recourse. They're not being punished. If they're taken in, they're let right back out. So they are deliberately pitting us, American citizens who are struggling, who are going through, against these illegal aliens, and they want it to be a black versus brown problem. Now, another sad thing that's happening in our country, and not just black versus brown, but that's just for starters. And so when these people from another country who have been living in abject poverty, because what's going on in their government is similar to where Kamala Harris wants to take us, okay? Check out what's going on in Venezuela right now. Venezuela has the type of economy that Kamala Harris is talking about bringing here to America. When you talk about capping prices at the grocery store, do you know what goes on in the grocery stores in Venezuela right now? First of all, their citizens are assigned by their last name or maybe birthday, and I forgot how that part works, but they can't just get up and, like right now in America, I can get up and go to the grocery store and buy whatever I want. If it's not there, I just drive to the next grocery store to look for it, and I can get whatever I want. That's not how it's done in Venezuela. They have bread lines. So each citizen is given a day of the week that they can go grocery shop. When they arrive at the grocery store, it's still a long line, number one. The grocery store aisles have armed guards in the grocery store aisles, okay? And the citizens are told to buy only what they need and no more. Now, when you live in abject poverty and you have hardly anything, the temptation would be, well, let me buy a little extra because it won't be a while before I can get back to the store again and I don't want to run out. Oh, no, you can't do that. If they tell you you can only have 3 cans of soup, a bag of rice, don't dare think you're going to do more than that. Because you know what? When you get up to the register to pay, you have to identify yourself with a fingerprint. That will also, not only will that keep you from trying to buy too much, that will also keep you from trying to come back and shop on a day that's not your assigned day. And all of that is going on because of the Marxist/communist economy in Venezuela. Venezuela used to be one of the richest cities in South America. 60% of the population at one time, just a short time ago, was middle class. The reason that country is so wealthy is because of all the oil that they have. They still have. But today they're living in utter poverty. It's ridiculous. So, those are the things that Kamala Harris wants to bring to America. And it's a surprise maybe to some of us, but to the elite leaders of this nation that are radically left like she is, it's no surprise to them. It's no surprise to the different celebrities who are wanting to back Kamala, and they are backing Kamala, and they're trying to shame us into doing the same thing. By shame us, I mean black people, because black people are waking up and they're coming off the plantation, the Democratic plantation. So you got celebrities, African-American celebrities who are trying to shame us into voting for Kamala, but they have nothing to offer as far as good reason for doing so. And those of us who are doing our research, we know better. And it's like, once you know, you can't go back. Once your eyes have been opened, you can't go back. So here we are, like I said, in America. We have been invaded. People are coming in, taking over our country. And we, the citizens who have the purpose of our government should be, the reason we pay taxes is the government is supposed to protect us, okay? They're not supposed to be so deep in our business that they're controlling the grocery store and the prices that are there. That's not what they're supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be protecting the citizens, okay? And that's not being done, and it hasn't been being done for the past 3.5 years. I have friends, and I hope they're listening to this because they'll have a better understanding of why I believe the way I do as far as this upcoming election. I have never talked so much about politics in my life as I have this year. And it's because it's of such extreme importance. If it's getting me, little old me, to come out of a corner with my quiet self, because I like my peace and quiet, and I like to chill back. Here goes, look at my boo-boo. She brought me her little toy. She wants me to play with her and stop talking all this serious stuff. But people need to know, Oriana. Here, let me see. Anyway. Did you see her? Okay, I'm gonna throw it across the room. They'll give her something to do. So anyway, y'all, please wake up. This is not about... Voting is a transaction, okay? Give me it. I give you my vote. What are you giving me back for it? It's not about symbolism. It's not about, oh, the first female president, first female black president. We don't have time to be voting identity politics right about now. We don't have time for that foolishness, okay? We don't have that luxury. We cannot live under another 4 years under this administration, which Kamala Harris, along with Tampon Timmy. That's the last thing we need. Tampon Timmy is the one that when all that stuff jumped off in Minnesota with the George Floyd, and he let the city just burn. They can't wait to do that crap here because they're Marxists. They welcome communism. I stand up against communism because one of the things that communism is going to do is work towards preventing me from living out my faith. There's no Christianity that's permitted or allowed under communism. So anything that's going to come at me against, oh, I'm coming out the woodworks and I'm going to talk about it, and I'd be talking about it more even here on TikTok, but I'm doing it more on my YouTube channel at the moment. That's why y'all don't see me a whole lot. But all these things, and I know I sound like I'm rambling, but there's just so much going on, and there's so much you don't hear on regular news channels on television because they are deliberately hiding this information. Y'all better be paying attention, and we had better wake up, or else America as we know it will be no more. We will become a third world country. Do you want your children to grow up in a third world country? Is that something that you want for your grandchildren? And so on and so forth. My family has worked too hard, okay? My great-granddad doesn't even know, he didn't even know who his parents were. He was born into slavery. His parents likely sold away from him, okay? And when he was 8 years old, I believe, when slavery ended in the United States, he went to live with a family who took him in. And as a hired hand, they would often give you that trade-off. You come be a hired hand and work with us on our farm, and we'll give you family. Okay? When he turned 16, he went into the military. And after he got out of the military, he got married. And he kept that last name of that family that took him in. So the blood, sweat, and tears of my family, my parents, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, and the ones before them, and how we helped to build this country, and we're just going to sit idly by and let it be plucked out of our hands? See, because people talking all this craziness and all this stuff, and they're all excited about Kamala and wanting for there to be freedom for all these weird and strange lifestyles, behaviors, whatnot. You don't have to worry about living any of that when you don't have a country, because your main concern is going to be, okay, how am I going to get some bread to eat today? Is that what you want? Okay, I'm going to have to go because Oreo wants to play. But think on those things, y'all. Ponder that. I'll see you next time.